Recently, on social media and in past presidential debates, I've heard a lot of talk as to our increasing prison population, which has motivated me to choose a subject closely related to how and why that might be. I'll speak on our rate of incarceration, a possible solution, and why that possible solution is effective. As to my first topic, our rate of incarceration is alarming. This is partially due to people being locked up in prison for more than just committing crimes. According to an article written by Wendy Sawyer and Pete Wagner, a quarter of the people in prison are there for parole violations. Imagine serving a 5-year prison sentence, getting out and working tirelessly to find a job, and when you finally find one, you forget to report your whereabouts to your parole officer, so you're detained and you end up losing the job you worked so hard to find. Another thing increasing our incarceration rate is people being kept in jail longer than needed. According to Sawyer's article, people with sex or violent related crimes are 20% less likely to be rearrested, with that percentage increasing with age. And it makes you wonder how many lives were lost during the height of the pandemic with our least dangerous and our most susceptible demographics stuck in prison together. And I know what you might be thinking. Maybe instead of cutting slack to people with violence or sex-related crimes, we should be focusing on people with minor drug charges, per se. However, according to Sawyer's article, only about a quarter of people in state prisons are there for drug charges, and there are plenty of other people there for lesser charges. So hyper-focusing on people with drug charges is not the least drastic, and it is not the most effective. We need to focus on our justice system as a whole. Which brings me to my second topic, my alternative, restorative justice. Lindsay Pointer, an assistant professor at the Center for Justice Reformation, says that restorative justice repairs damage done on both the afflicted and the afflictor by bringing them both together for a consensual and mediated dialogue. And she constantly asks her students about times that crimes were inflicted upon them or people close to them. And they all share a common need for, quote, safety, understanding, validation, information, apology, and repair. Not the sort of values fulfilled by our current justice system, which focusing on doling out punishment. Imagine the last time someone seriously hurt you. Did you seek revenge or punishment, or did you seek values like Pointer students? I've discussed our increasing incarceration rate and a proposed alternative. Now let me speak to its effectiveness. I'll do this by discussing how it works in our schools today. Schools that have an alternative, a restorative justice approach to discipline show that students have a better relationship between themselves and better social skills. According to an article written by Ernesto Lodi and 4 other colleagues, 8 individual studies show a decrease in aggression, bullying, and violence in schools with a restorative justice approach. And schools that have a normal, non-tolerative policy, 5 different studies show more unfair treatment between races in its classrooms. Have any of you had a friend in school growing up that got into a fight? I did. And if you have, you probably know the damage that not only the altercation caused, but if you were in a non-tolerant school, the damage that suspension or even expulsion could cause to both parties. You would probably also know that a simple, calm, and candid conversation between both people would have made any animosity between them disappear, and they both would have been better off for it. I've talked about our incarceration rates, a restorative justice as an alternative, and why that restorative justice alternative is effective. And I hope that I've opened your eyes a little bit to a new form of justice, as it has mine.